Hello and welcome back to another Shandong University esports broadcast. We're coming back at you tonight with, of course, the good old-fashioned, the Rumble, the esports tower. That's right, we're coming at you tonight with a wonderful Ocean show match. The Dolphins and the Sharks going to be going up against each other tonight. I'll be your host, Ryan Blankenhorn, and joining me on the desk is the wonderful, the one and only, the Alexander T. Kresek. Alexander, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm feeling fantastic. As I always say, it's a beautiful day with you around. So I'm just happy to be back here on the desk with you and able to be doing this show. We get to see some Overwatch 2. I think I saw what map 1 was, so I'm a little excited about that as well. So I don't know. I'm excited for tonight. Like you said, it will be another show match. It will be the Dolphins versus the Sharks. And again, it will be following that similar kind of show match vibe that we've been following for the last couple of weeks, where we have some amazing, incredible players, and we're just going to mix them up into crazy random teams and figure out which one of these teams will end out on top.
Yeah, and we're going to have some of your fan favorite players are going to be coming back. Fulcrum's coming back. Triplet. I think I saw Soup as well. So
I think Blank as well.
Blank as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of players going to be coming back tonight to show their skills off once more. But you did mention it.
Yeah.
So, of course, we are going to get that confirmation. The map number 1, of course, one of the newer maps, the newest map, Antarctic Peninsula. That is right. One special map indeed. And where else, if you want to be seen by college recruiters, talk directly to esport industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, join the club. The Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you are looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Antarctic Peninsula, one of the best maps to get that exposure on.
It is indeed. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what to expect out of this map. I haven't seen a whole lot of it, and I haven't really seen a whole lot of it in a competitive setting. So it's a little bit of a question mark to me of what sort of characters we're going to see. Obviously, we've been seeing a lot of Reinhardt lately, who has been kind of one of those better characters, one of those better tanks. Orisa has completely disappeared from the meta. Wrecking Ball has been taking a big main stage as well. And I guess it really is dependent on the comfortability of the tanks and what sort of composition these teams want to run.
Yeah, so with Antarctic Peninsula, I've played a little bit of it. I've seen a little bit of it in competitive play, and it's a lot of Reinhardt.
Of Reinhardt.
It's a lot of Reinhardt. It's kind of like Nepal a little bit.
Okay.
Basically nothing but Rhine. A lot of these maps, a lot of these rounds are very, very close quarters.
Okay.
I don't know the exact names of the subsections of the map itself.
We'll work on it.
But I do know that all of them are very, very close together. One of them actually does take a sort of idea of map from the Oasis Gardens map, if you're familiar with that, with the one with the line out where you come in from the outside. So that there is a map that looks just like that in Antarctic Peninsula. So we may see Ball come in or Monkey come in on those maps. However, Rhine, a very, very probable pick in the other maps.
Oh, I'm excited then. We get to see a lot of Rhine. We get to see that Brawl comp. So I'm excited. A lot of Lucio, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Lucio is going to be coming back. And just like coming back, it looks like the players are ready to get started. So let's, of course, get started with our Esports Tower Battle of the Ocean show match of the night. The Dolphins and the Sharks. You got King Swiffer. You got Sweatpants, Soup, Anarchy, Fulcrum, Blank, Xenical, Frozen Phoenix, Triplet, and, of course, Alakath. All players we have seen multiple times in the past.
You know, we haven't seen Alakath in a while, so I'm expecting to see some big things out of Alakath. When we have seen them in the past, they have been playing lights out, and already King Swiffer on the Junker Queen. You know, it is a close quarters fight, but maybe the Junker Queen will give them the edge that they need. Already 3 members of the Dolphins have been taken down, so maybe not the edge that they needed.
Yeah, Triplet and Blank doing some work on the support line right now. Blank, your Junkrat extraordinaire, who is currently on the Kiriko. Something you don't normally see, but yeah, this Junker Queen. Little interesting to see from the Dolphins, but, you know, new map, maybe try out some new things, take the Sharks off guard here. Not a bad idea, as we are going to see King Swiffer continue to stay on that Junker Queen, but Alakath going to find Triplet as well here, going to start to take this fight a little bit up for the Dolphins.
Oh, that's exactly what they needed. Sweatpants comes in. King Swiffer finds one as well. Soup finds Blank, and just like that, the fight switches over. The Dolphins will be able to take control of the point. The Sharks able to get 23%, so it was a little bit of a good hold. Now they have to see if they can come back in and survive. I think the biggest thing that happened there was Alakath taking out Triplet early in that fight. Just allowed them so much healing and mobility taken away, as well as just that movement that Triplet has, the displacement with the boop as well. It becomes so difficult, and Sweatpants is hunting in the back line.
Yeah, Sweatpants is quite literally behind the Sharks right now. Blank will find 2 kills, though. Blank doing some great work on this Kiriko right now. Sweatpants will be behind. Stoop will find the final kill onto Blank. King Swiffer will fall in return onto Fulcrum. Frozen Phoenix taking out Sweatpants, who was trying to use the blade, but wasn't able to use it. Fulcrum finding the next kill onto Stoop. The Sharks going to re-secure this site. We got a back and forth fight going up against you, folks.
Yeah, it is back and forth, and I think it was a little bit of a misplay for Sweatpants, not realizing how low they were. Tried to pull out the blade, immediately gets shut down, so that is a vital ultimate just out of for the Dolphins. Instead, Anarchy will be popping that rally and running onto site. Blank has ultimate, and Triplet have ultimate as well. You have to be careful, and just like that, Blank does use that Kasune rush. Then the Sharks are going in. Fulcrum charging for that Brigitte. Anarchy gets taken down. Sweatpants finds Zenical. They're looking for more. We are going to see the protection Suzu come out, and King Swiffer gets picked up, but doesn't get thrown off the edge.
Yeah, I think Fulcrum maybe thought the map ended at that little ledge there, but unfortunately not able to find that final kill on this King Swiffer, who is still alive. Falling really low, though, as Sweatpants is going to find Frozen Phoenix. King Swiffer needs some heals, is still really low, as Fulcrum will find a nice charge kill onto Sweatpants. King Swiffer still alive, not really sure how. They've been chilling at about 100 HP for a while now. Is going to start to get healed up, as we are going to see the Dolphins start to re-engage on this fight. Fulcrum going to fall low, but a massive shatter going to come out online. But Snoop going to pop that wonderful sound barrier, going to keep the rest of the Dolphins alive for just a little bit longer. Alakath is going to pop out that overclock, but is not going to find any damage. Fulcrum finding a kill. Another one onto King Swiffer. Soup will fall down to Frozen Phoenix. Fulcrum with 3 now. Sweatpants can't quite find Blank, as Blank wins the 1v1, and the Dolphins not able to get that point back, but look at how close this is, Alexander.
I was just about to say, I can sense it. It seems like we're going to have a good one tonight. I mean, look how back and forth both these teams have been. They've been keeping up with each other percentage-wise and flipping it right at the right percentage, although the Sharks have been in the lead for a majority of this game, and they're looking to continue that lead and potentially close out this round, as we do see Blank pop that Kasune rush. They're going forward. Fulcrum finds Alakath, and that is a big pick for the Sharks. The Dolphins forced to retreat, but on deck they do have the Nano and the Blade, and it will get popped. King Swiffer gets taken down. Can Sweatpants find anything? He's looking. He won't be able to find anything. He finds 2, actually looking for more. Won't be able to find any more, as Frozen Phoenix takes down Anarchy. Fulcrum takes down Sweatpants. Soup takes down Frozen Phoenix, and they are at 99%. No one is left. Blank finds Soup with a headshot. We are going to see King Swiffer come back onto the point as the ball, but there's no one else alive. Fulcrum and Blank just holding this point.
Yeah, we are going to see King Swiffer stall for as long as I don't know, wrecking ball possible is going to be taken out by Fulcrum, though. Anarchy not able to get to that point in time. The Sharks taking this first round on this new map, Antarctic Peninsula, and will be taking this one out. This is the map that I expected Ryan to see, and the Sharks playing that real well right now.
They did, but I think the Junker Queen also had a good points where we did see the Junker Queen was used effectively. We did, was able to take advantage of some of those corners, able to use the knife as well. I'm assuming that subsection of map was called ship, or what do they call those haulers? They're like
cargo ships? Tankers?
Tankers, yeah, it could be tanker as well.
Oh, this is the map, I think, that I was talking about earlier, the one that kind of replicates itself off of Oasis. You'll see it here on the actual point.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong, actually. Yeah, I'm wrong.
I was like, this kind of looks like Busan to me.
There it is. Look, okay, the main point here, if you look at it, you can sort of see this sort of around the angle view here, but when we actually see the point, maybe from a top-down view, we'll actually be able to see how that sort of relates here. But we are going to see King Swiffer on the Reinhardt as well here. Lamp already going to pop out as Zenical is going to find one. Triplet's going to find another one here. We are going to see the kills coming out for the Sharks, currently going to start taking this lead against the Dolphins right now, as we're going to see Sweatpants try to take out this Bastion, but Frozen Phoenix with just a sliver of HP going to live this, and the Sharks going to take control. You could kind of see it. That top-down view is what you really need.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. I think the Sharks had, again, a great first hold here, and we're able to use those corners really, really well to, use that BAP lamp to just stay alive and prolong the fight a little bit more. We did see Sweatpants trying to make something happen with the Genji, even stop moving to make it easier to hit him so he can get the reflect, but wasn't quite able to find what they were looking for. Triplet finds King Swiffer, and once more the Dolphins are being pushed back. Interesting to note here is Sweatpants has switched over to the Junk. Isn't really going to find much. Alcath has also switched over to that Casty. But again, both of them just not quite really able to find what they're looking for, and already Sweatpants switching over once more.
Yeah, and I mean, Triplet gonna play that role that we've seen them play before, always in the kill feed one way or another. Fulcrum also going to be a really good player so far for the Sharks, doing some work right now. The one thing with Sweatpants switching all this is you're struggling on that ult percentage. A big shatter is going to come out from the Sharks here. Kills on either side, but Soup is going to come out on top, finding 3. Soup is going to find 4. Sweatpants going to find the kill onto Fulcrum, but what a play from Soup. Going to make the Dolphins take this point now, and supports are not just your healers.
Yeah, I was just about to say, well, hey, your DPS isn't doing it. May as well step up as the Baptiste. Soup just about finding every single kill in that fight. Sweatpants struggling a little bit here, not really able to find that DPS that he wants to play. So Soup is like, hold on, here, hold my healing canister. I'll get the kills for you.
Yeah, Soup did a really good job. They're able to take 4 out, and then Sweatpants going to find a kill of their own. Alakath, though, going to be part of this game as well, as Triplet's going to find down 2 Alakath, but Frozen Phoenix and Fulcrum going to work together as Anarchy will fall. Frozen Phoenix going to look for another one. Alakath next. Fulcrum finding Sweatpants, and it is a Fulcrum and Frozen Phoenix show as they are all falling down to the Sharks. The Dolphins were able to hold that point for a little bit of time, but the Sharks have re-control once more.
I think the scary thing is, now that Sweatpants has switched off the Genji, when something happens like what we saw with King Swiffer, where Fulcrum pins King Swiffer, there's no one to stop that damage from Frozen Phoenix. And Frozen Phoenix just kind of has free time, free play to just do a ton of damage. Triplet gets caught out in the back there. Will take a lot of damage, but gets out alive. And now Sweatpants trying to do something. Will have a great Death Blossom. Finds 3 before getting pinned, but the damage is already done. Fulcrum will get taken down as well. And just like that, the Dolphins flip the site, but the Sharks at 93% right now.
Yeah, it was a really good play from Sweatpants. The Immortality Field from Blank was used there. Able to use that Death Blossom and take out 3 kills. Fulcrum was able to find the pin, but it wasn't fast enough, as Sweatpants was the only one who fell there. But the Dolphins were able to come back on top. The Sharks, however, going to be looking to re-engage on this fight. Alakath will fall down to Triplet once more. Triplet in the kill feed, finding their kill. Zenical going to pop this high noon, but Anarchy is going to shut that down immediately afterwards. King Swiffer going to find a Fire Strike kill onto Blank, and it is still anyone's game as the Sharks are down 1 member of their team. We're going to see the Sharks get a little bit aggressive, play around this amplification matrix, but the beat is going to come out from the Dolphins on Anarchy. Anarchy going to find a kill onto Frozen Phoenix. Fulcrum will fall next to Soup. Triplet going to run around, try to live, but is going to be taken out by Anarchy, chasing them in the Frogger battle. The Dolphins able to still secure this point in only 9 seconds from taking the round.
That was more than just a chase, too. Anarchy got the melee kill.
That was a hunt.
Yeah, that was a hunt. That was the extreme version of tag, and Anarchy is it right now. And we've seen a shift here. The Dolphins at 99%, and they're pushing the rest of the Sharks off. Of course, as I say that, Fulcrum gets a Shatter. King Swiffer gets taken down. Shatter's still in hand. That might come back to bite them later. Alakath finds 1. Sweatpants finds 2 with the Death Blossom. Never mind. They don't need the Shatter. Anarchy finds another, and just like that, the Dolphins have tied it up 1-1.
Yeah, the
Sweatpants.
Dolphins are able to secure that victory there. Sweatpants able to find a lot of extremely needed kills there, able to really help the Dolphins go forward and take that victory on this round. Now, this map has an outdoor and an indoor section, as we are going to see through our wonderful observer here. We're going to take a little look at the map here, but the point is going to be roughly on the right side here, and it's a little weird because outside, it feels a lot smaller because you don't have much ability to play on the right side of point if you're on our side currently. You have to really play on point or off of point. There's no will. Okay, I should say on. You get point and then you have to play off. You can't really play on point as easily as some of these other rounds. So we are going to see here, as you see the point here on the left side, there's no other room on that left area. There's no place for you to go. So this right area is all you really have to compete on. So this is going to be interesting to see how both these teams take this Rhine battle, as Fulcrum is going to get really aggressive and going to fall really low. It will be punished for that, as Fulcrum will fall. Soup will fall next, but Alakath is up on the rooftops trying to do some damage and will help out. Frozen Phoenix will find the kill onto Alakath, but King Swiffer is going to be the Swiffer Wet Jet trademarked of the Dolphins and start taking out these kills.
Yep, King Swiffer just doing a great job of making so much space, so much ability to deal damage, swing hammer, hit, get a lot of these kills, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that Fulcrum did get a little bit overconfident, did get a little bit aggressive early on in that fight and was taken down. So the Sharks already in an uphill battle while they were trying to reclaim what Fulcrum was trying to take, and unfortunately they couldn't quite do it, especially with Alakath and Sweatpants just peppering shots in between the swings of King Swiffer.
Yeah, we are going to see Fulcrum look for this pin, but the lamp is going to come out extremely good from Soup. Good Soup coming out, and let me tell you, keeping King Swiffer alive right now, doing some really, really good work. And Sweatpants going to have this Pulsar Bomb online as well, looking for the Sharks, looking for their next victim to put into the ground, as the Sharks are going to need to be careful. But we are going to see Frozen Phoenix pop that Rip Tire. Blank, however, taking Sweatpants from around the map. Tire won't find anyone. Blank's going to pop out this Kitsune Rush. Immortality Field will be taken down. Anarchy going to need to retreat. Fulcrum will find King Swiffer in the fight. And here, this is what I was mentioning. There's no room on this side. You're going to be taken out as Fulcrum just going to swing the hammer. Run away, Anarchy, because you have a lot of people running after you right now. Oh,
Anarchy
there's the trap.
is not running away at all. Was instead just, stalling out time, trying to make so much space here. And something that I want to point out here before we forget about it, we have to call out Soup for being an incredible BAP player. Obviously, we did see that DPS going crazy last round, but this round in particular, we've seen two amazing, incredible immortality saves. We saw the save when King Swiffer got pinned with the immortality field, and then we also saw the Rib Tire. King Swiffer got saved once more by the immortality field. So again, this massive immortality field that is just allowing Soup to not only get kills, but be an incredible support. And we just don't talk about supports quite enough.
No, we do not, but we can talk about the shatter that King Swiffer just landed on Fulcrum's head. We'll find Fulcrum and Xenical. Sweatpants will find Frozen Phoenix. Alakath, though, going to have this visor ready to use here. Anarchy going to have Sound Barrier, Sharks, Shatter, as well as Sound Barrier, and potentially both of these DPS ults will be ready. So Sharks definitely have the ability to come onto this point, but they only have 15 seconds to get to this point and stop the Dolphins from their victory of map number 1. Shadow's going to come out and will find Sweatpants, but Lamp's going to come out as well as a Sound Barrier, keeping King Swiffer alive here. Frozen Phoenix will find Sweatpants, and Soup will find Blank. The charge comes in, but Fulcrum cannot find anyone to connect that with. The Tire, however, will find a connection onto Alakath, as they will fall down. We're going to see Fulcrum get really aggressive here and will find King Swiffer. Xenical finding Soup as well. Anarchy will run away. Sharks will get control point. The Dolphins, the 99% BAP window online, and we have seen Soup with this amplification matrix before. You cannot ignore it.
No, you cannot get complacent, especially when Soup is around. Soup will hit these headshots, and with a 3 burst, man, that headshot tap is so strong. Xenical does have dragons online, so that's something else to keep in mind going into this fight. But the Dolphins, they have some time to play with only 66% for the Sharks. Alakath going to start things off with a pick onto Frozen Phoenix. We are going to see Triplet pick up Sweatpants as well. but is it enough? I mean, we see so many of these sharks getting so low. They are getting healed up now. Fulcrum eating so much damage. The amplification matrix is too much. I can't even speak. The dragons come out as well, and Alakath looking like he had Visor as well, hitting some of those shots. That soldier recoil buff is doing well.
Yeah, we are going to see that Soup was able to find a couple kills. Alakath going to take out Zenical. The overtime will start to tick away. Sweatpants will take out Frozen Phoenix. Triplet will fall down to Alakath. All that is left is Fulcrum, who cannot touch the point. The Dolphins, after a relatively scary loss on round number 1, pulls it back and takes map number 1 in this Battle of the Sea.
I think it has, and oh my gosh, of course, play of the game has to be Soup.
Good Soup.
Good Soup indeed. Look at this. He literally just windowed for himself. He didn't do it for the team, just for himself. And he finds so many of these kills. Soup going insane. And just like that, the Dolphins able to take map number 1. I know you said it was a rough loss, and I agree. Round 1 was pretty difficult for the Dolphins. They were trying that Junker Queen. They really wanted to do something a little bit different, but realizing Junker Queen might not be the answer here. This really might be a Rhine map, and Rhine might just dominate what we've seen here. And ever since then, I think the Rhine kept coming out. We saw King Swiffer getting a lot of kills, making a little bit more of an impact than on the Junker Queen. And the Dolphins were able to, I will say, it was a hard fought, but they were able to win out at the end. So it could really be anyone's game coming into this. But the Dolphins do have a little bit of momentum to propel them forward, and they have Soup, who does things like that. So
yeah, and that's Soup on the support. That's not even Soup on the Widow. So, yeah, you really have to be careful when you have those types of players who can truly flex onto any role and still be scary. Triplet, though, can't zone them out either, because Triplet was definitely in that kill feed quite a bit, finding the kills on the Lucio. So it's going to be interesting to see, as we are going to be going to map number 2, which will be Rialto.
We're going to Rialto for map number 2. Okay. I was just about to say, I feel like we've seen a lot of the same escort maps over and over again. I want to see something different. I want to see a monastery happen at some point.
Ah, okay.
But Rialto, I like it. It's a map we don't get to see a whole lot. We've talked about this a little bit. It's finally been reintroduced into the map pool. So it is a map that we can see. There's a lot of aggressive options that you can take early on this map if you are defending. A lot of good sniping points, and we've definitely seen some characters put in the works for sniping on this map in particular, especially with Alakath, a player that we haven't seen in a while. Alakath hasn't quite come back into their own, I feel like. Maybe not just yet, but Rialto may be the map that kind of sparks up that old Alakath that we've seen in the past. Maybe we'll see a Widow, maybe a Hanzo, or maybe I'm just wishful thinking. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, on a map like Rialto, snipers are probably going to be common. Mercy might come out ball. We might see Reinhardt again. Might see a Hog. You might see Lucio coming in from the top ropes across the bridge.
Do you think we'll see a Hog? I don't know.
I think if Naiwa was in the game, I think we would have seen a Hog specifically on that bridge, but Hog can be useful on this. It's just that nerf makes it really difficult to play him right now. But Ramatra might be seeing Symmetra. There's a lot of things you can play in Rialto. That's why it's such a good escort map. There's so many different things you can play on it. So going to be interesting to see how these players come out. If we're going to see them switch up roles again, or if we're going to see the same sort of Soup on that support, Blank on support, rather than their DPS roles.
If I was a betting man, I feel like we're going to see these teams switch up who's playing what. We've seen so much flexibility out of all of these players that I'm just not surprised if we see something completely different out of the entire lineup for both of these teams.
Yeah, and it looks like it is time to get ourselves started with map number 2, the Battle of the Sea, the Battle of the Ocean, the battle for the Marianas Trench. The Dolphins and the Sharks going to go up against each other for map number 2 here. And in 7 seconds, we'll see if Alexander's wishful thinking comes to be true.
We'll have to see. I'm a little nervous now. They're making me wait for it. Okay, we are seeing a little bit of a switch up here. King Swiffer and Anarchy are switching roles, so there is a little bit something different. Daydream has come in instead, and Blank is back on that DPS line.
Yep, Blank on that Junkrat. We've talked about it before. Probably the best Junkrat in the Esports Tower League. Truly not one to be messed with. Zenical going to be on that Widowmaker. Both teams running the Reinhardt. Soup will continue to stay on the support line, and Alakath will either be on Widow or Sojourn if they want to match up this composition. So going to be interesting to see. Probably not a Sojourn. Never mind. I was going to say probably not a Sojourn because they don't have a Mercy, but that's just me, I guess. Alakath going to lock in the Sojourn, which might be a little bit difficult as Zenical will be on that Widow. And oh, Sweatpants already getting aggressive against Blank.
Sweatpants will spot out Blank. It has to be so careful. There are a lot of sniper shots coming from both sides. Sweatpants has to figure out which ones to dodge and which ones to get hit by. Obviously, want to get those on heals, especially after taking a couple grenades, and does get dropped very, very low. We are going to see Daydream teleport onto Blank as well, keeping them alive as this cart has been pushed past that first corner, and now it's really up to the defense, up to the Dolphins to stop here, stop this progression. And Anarchy getting a little bit aggressive, but as soon as he gets aggressive, the rest of the Sharks just back off and kind of bait the Dolphins in a little bit.
Yeah, and we are going to see Zenical switch over to that Sojourn now. Now we're going to see that mirror of the Sojourn. Ooh. Oh, the boop comes out from King Swiffer, stopping that pin from taking anyone. Anarchy not going to find that connection, but Charge already going to be back online for Anarchy. No ultimates quite yet for either team. Nano is the closest one for Soup here, as that will probably be popped almost immediately. But the trap comes out, and Blank will take the kill onto Sweatpants. And now the Tire will return out. The Tire looking for the victim, as Soup will fall down. No Nano available. Alakath will lose the Sojourn 1v1 to Zenical. All that is left is Anarchy, who will be taken out by Fulcrum Triplet, also taking out King Swiffer. The Lucio hunt is on, and the Sharks will continue to progress forward on this payload map. Nano and Shatter online for the Dolphins, and Triplet gonna start this one off strong
with another kill onto Sweatpants. I like that Triplet saves the Lucios for the end of the fight. You know, it's really like, line them up. Bring me your next Lucio. Anarchy couldn't do it. Bring me another one.
Sorry, I completely saw Anarchy just come straight from spawn and just charge Blank. I think Blank may have jumped out of his chair there. I mean, because it made me jump. That came out of nowhere. But Anarchy going to find two more on the Zenical and Fulcrum. King Swiffer going to find Daydream. Sharks not going to be able to actually get this point.
It's so close.
Scared me a little bit there. If it was me, I would have fell straight into the river.
I think you would have fallen off of your desk at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. I did trip doing the show earlier today, so yeah. Things happen sometimes before we start broadcast, like me tripping on the carpet. It's okay. Things happen. But what does continue to happen is the Dolphins with a continued hold, making this strong. We are going to see Overclock online as well as Sound Barrier ready for the Dolphins. Sharks, however, Shatter, Overclock, and both support ultimates, Kitsune Rush and Sound Barrier will be ready to be used really, really soon here. Shatter will come out and will find Alakath, who will fall low, and Triplet will take that final kill out. Sweatpants going to be looking for their next victim, as Blank is going to be that victim. Fulcrum will take out King Swiffer in the process of this battle. Zenical will take out Soup, but Fulcrum will fall down to Sweatpants. Anarchy finding Daydream. Sweatpants will fall down to Blank. Blank with another one on to Anarchy. The Sharks now going to be able to secure this point.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that can touch, and there won't be. So that 50 seconds turns into 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The Sharks have a lot more time to play with. Zenical getting very, very aggressive with the overclock, but will eat a lot of damage in return. Triplet gonna find Soup before getting taken down by Alakath. Again, just staggering the Dolphins even more to make it more difficult for them to come back and start their defense.
Yeah, and Blank will find that kill onto Sweatpants. Alakath will actually fall to Zenical as well here. Dolphins looking at 4 ultimates online, as Fulcrum will get really aggressive against the Dolphins right now. Sharks looking at both support ultimates and Tire online. Blank, we've seen Blank before using this Tire to find that one vital pick or even an entire team, so you have to be careful going up against these Junkrat players. You never know what will happen. Shatter ready to come. Shatter comes out, but isn't going to find anyone there. As I lied, that was not a Shatter, that was a Blade. I am entirely blind. Daydream will find King Swiffer there, as that will come out. The beat comes out from Triplet. Anarchy will find a pin onto Daydream. Another kill onto Zenical. Blank will fall down to Sweatpants. The Ryan battle commences, but the pin comes out. Sweatpants will find Blank. Anarchy will come out on top of Fulcrum. Triplet going to reset there. And now both teams shatter online. So I'll be right next time.
Yeah, you were just excited and anticipating what was going to happen next. Now we are going to have both shatters online. Anarchy was able to win out on that Rhine duel and is still at half. I don't know what's happening here. The shatter does come out, isn't quite able to find what they were looking for. Anarchy getting very, very low, is probably going to get taken out here. Fulcrum actually eating a ton of damage as well. Triplet getting spotted out, will be getting pinged, and I mean, just dealing with Triplet alone is such a headache for the Dolphins. Sweatpants so low at 1 health. Alakath eating a ton of damage. Triplet gonna find the kill as well. Is Triplet gonna find a second? Still hunting.
Triplet is just a Lucio player you don't want to be 1v1ing because they will always come out on top, as Blank will find Sweatpants. King Swiffer trying to put in some damage and find picks of their own here, but can't quite find anyone, as we are going to see Fulcrum use that shatter, as Sweatpants is going to be potentially looking at a new character here, as Blank will find the Riptire kill. Sweatpants switching over to the Echo. Alakath finds Blank. Triplet will find the kill onto Soup. Fulcrum looking to just push for Nick space for the team, but a pin from Spawn comes out from Anarchy, who almost has this shatter ready to go. Fulcrum falling really low, but is still going to live here. Sweatpants will find Zenical. Shatter comes out from Anarchy. Sweatpants find another one on a Triplet. Fulcrum will find Anarchy eventually. King Swiffer taking out Daydream, and Fulcrum will fall down to Sweatpants. Sweatpants switching over to this Echo and doing some work.
Yeah, I think the Echo just really caught the Sharks off guard. That's a 3K for Sweatpants right here, and now 18 seconds remaining. They have the high ground. They have the hold here. It will be up to the Sharks to rush over to this point, and I don't know if they can do it. We are going to see that Anarchy did get nanoed, is pushing forward. Sweatpants going to find Triplet. That is King Swiffer finding one, Anarchy finding one, Anarchy finding another one, and just like that, no one is left alive except who's alive? Daydream? Daydream alone? No, it's Blank alone on the point. Doesn't have any healing, will be taken down. Daydream was there as well, gets killed out by Soup, and just like that, it is over. We did see the Sharks get a pretty good push, but they weren't able to make it to that second checkpoint, and that might be make or break for them, as the Dolphins will have an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, it is over, Sharks. The Dolphins had the high ground and were able to stop that push before reaching that next checkpoint, and now the Dolphins get their fair share to go forward and finish this. But Rialto's a map where being held basically anywhere it doesn't mean that you're going to win or lose. You can be held at the very end, at point 2, at point 1.
True.
You can be held right at the bridge. It is a map that is...
We've seen it.
We've seen it. I mean, point 1 holds can be very common. So when it comes to Rialto, it's a map that you do have to be aware of, as we are going to see some different change-ups here. Anarchy will stay on the Rhine, Soup will stay on the Ana, King Swiffer will stay on the Lucio, but the DPS Sweatpants will be on Farah, Alakath on Hanzo. Sharks, on the other hand, staying the exact same.
What are we gonna see here? Sweatpants is hovering a Farah by themselves. Like no pharmacy happening here. Sweatpants just hoping that Soup will hit the shots, which Soup can do indeed. Anarchy switching over to the ball, potentially, maybe the Junker Queen. They just want to play the Junker Queen so badly. Alakath on this Hanzo, kind of what I expected. Maybe some sort of sniper on the attack here. We're about to find out if this is the lineup that they want to stay with. Zenical finally picking up that Sojourn and will come here. And Sweatpants already getting very aggressive. Oh my goodness. We are going to see the save out of Daydream, but is it enough, and for how long? Anarchy takes down Zenical. We do see Blank get Alakath, but just like that, the Dolphins already have so much space. They have so much pressure, and Sweatpants is raining fire down. It's going to be so difficult for Blank to hit these shots, but if anyone can hit it, it will be Blank.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see where the pick from Sweatpants came from here. Is you're going up against the Sharks, who their only really threat to Afara is going to be Zenical and Daydream. Obviously, Blank is going to switch over to this Cassidy and make life a little bit more difficult for Sweatpants, but you've already lost a lot of space and a lot of time. As Alakath comes from behind, finds the kill onto Daydream. Triplet will also fall down to Soup. No support line for the Sharks. You do not want to engage this, but Alakath is going to be looking for someone to find and ruin their daydreams as Alakath will take out Blank with a nice headshot, which means Sweatpants will still have free reign to just rain terror from above here. Zenical will see the Pharah, but from that long of a range, can't really do too much against it. Triplet going to find Alakath. Zenical going to start getting aggressive. The Nano is going to come online here. Anarchy will find a Fire Strike on his Zenical. Fulcrum will fall as well, but Blank and Fulcrum going to do their work before falling down. Point will also be captured from the Dolphins, and they are going to continue forward as Anarchy is still running low here as Blank will finally find Anarchy, but the Dolphins have already secured point and have just under 5 minutes to get to the end.
They did that so fast and with so much time. I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think the Pharah has done its work. Sweatpants needs to switch off, and that's exactly what's happened here. Sweatpants dies, switches off to the Genji, and now, again, you just have so much rain, and you forced these picks. Blank wanted to play that Junkrat and is forced off it. Triplet will get the kill onto Sweatpants, and we are seeing a little bit of resurgence from the Sharks as they are able to make a little bit of a hold here. Blank finds King Swiffer. The Sharks have 3 ultimates online, so they can make something happen, but you have to be careful for Alakath, who could just turn any sort of opportunity that the Sharks make into a defeat.
Yeah, Alakath on this Hanzo can just take your head off in a matter of seconds here. Dragons online. Fulcrum will get antied and will fall really, really low here, but will manage to live as Triplet's going to come out with that sound barrier. Dolphins, no ultimates used yet as Blank will pop the Deadeye and find 2 eyes and take out Sweatpants as well as King Swiffer. Going to fall down there. Nano comes out onto Anarchy. The Shatter comes out as well, but Zenical going to end up taking out Anarchy here. Overclock online. Kitsune Rush online. Shatter will be online. Dolphins only have Dragons and Sound Barrier ready to go as Sweatpants will take out Zenical, but Zenical does find Stoop. We are going to see the Dolphins look a little bit scattered right now as they did lose a few members of their team, but going to be ready to start re-engaging back onto this fight. The Sharks still have an ultimate advantage here, but this Sound Barrier can win this fight as we are going to see the Shatter come out from Fulcrum. Will find a couple there. Fulcrum falls low. Blank will find Sweatpants, but Fulcrum will fall down to Anarchy. Beat has not been used by King Swiffer. Triplet will find Anarchy, so no more Dragons in the fight for the Dolphins. We're going to see that Anarchy is falling really low here. Stuck down is King Swiffer, but will live with 19 HP alive here. The Dolphins still pushing forward, not lost yet. Sound Barrier is still online. Overclock will also be online soon. Zenical will fall down as well as Blank. No more Overclock. You still have Kitsune Rush, but the Dolphins are going to start walking forward now with no ultimates yet used.
That was such a weird fight. It looked like the Sharks were coming out on top, but the Dolphins were able to just stall it out long enough that they were able for the rest of their members to come back. They were able to take some weird, kind of awkward interactions and engagements, and the Sharks just weren't ready for it. Now the Dolphins have 3, almost 4, almost 5 ultimates online. The Sharks, on the other hand, they have 2, maybe 3, and already Daydream has been taken out, so that Kitsune Rush is just out of the picture for this fight, and this very well may be the last fight that the Sharks have.
Yeah, the Sharks need to figure out what their plan of attack is as they have all 5 ultimates. The Dolphins pop 4 of them. Sweatpants finds 1 kill. Zenical, no Overclock online. Kitsune Rush is ready, but Fulcrum will fall down. Dragons comes out as well for the security reasons. Sharks, no more Kitsune Rush. Anarchy finds out Blank. Sweatpants finds Daydream 3 meters away. 3, 2, 1. Dolphins take map number 2.
And just like that, Rialto falls in favor of the Dolphins. But once more, it was so close. It could have been anyone's game. The Sharks had such a good hold. I think it really was Anarchy on this Reinhardt, as well as such a quick early game 1 that the Dolphins were able to take. Yeah, look at that. Look at that great pin, and then just going to win out on this Ryan 1v1. Of course, Sweatpants in the back line, getting picks from the Echo as well. What can you do?
Yeah, and it is truly incredible to see some of these players. I mean, we saw really good play there from Sweatpants as well. Just like here in Winchester where it's raining a little bit, we saw some raining down from above from Sweatpants on that Pharah. Able to switch over to that Genji as well when needed. Saw the counter, was like, all right, I get it. I'll switch off now, and Blank unfortunately, on that cast was not able to do as much work once that Genji swap came over for Sweatpants, and the Dolphins had really good ultimate discipline.
They did. What I really like about this strategy from the Dolphins was they're forcing the Sharks to pick into characters that they wanted them to play, and when they were done, once their strategy was finished, they were like, okay, cool, Sweatpants, go back to the Genji. You've been playing him all of round 1, all of map 1. You get to play Genji again. There you go. The Pharah was a little rusty, but it came out strong. It was able to get a couple of picks, and it scared the Sharks enough that they had to switch up their composition, and they were able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and that is going to mean that the Dolphins are match point in this Battle of the Sea show match against the Sharks right now, and who knows? If that means that this may be the end, then be sure to go check out the Esports Tower socials. That's going to be at Esports Tower. That's going to be everywhere you want to go find them. Will be at Esports Tower. Pretty easy to go find them. Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. And then, of course, if you want to see more of us, see what we do here, then, of course, go follow us on our socials at ShenU Esports on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then, of course, at Shenandoah Esports on YouTube and Twitch. Because if this is goodbye, you want to make sure that you go check us out. But for now, it will be goodbye. Because the players are going to grab some water, refresh themselves. The Dolphins looking to finish this out with a 3-0 victory in this show match. However, the Sharks Dolphins looking to finish this out. The Sharks looking to come back after this quick little break. We will see you then.
You want to rank up in Overwatch or Valorant? Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. We'll match you with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Hello and welcome back. That is right, folks. We are back. The Dolphins were able to drink some fresh water, not salt water, not good for you. And the Sharks were able to reevaluate their decisions a little bit and are ready to get started. Get back into this competition, this battle of the sea. But before we get any further, we want to take a quick moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower club members have received over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. The players on this list are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we cannot be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities that these players are getting from Esports Tower.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a huge shout out to Esports Tower and all that they do. I mean, we've talked about it time and time again, but these players, these students are not just goated at Overwatch, but they're also so good outside in their studies, academically, extracurricularly. So there's just a lot that we can say to hype up these students, and it just won't be enough. So I'm glad that Esports Tower is here to just kind of show off what the club members have done and what sort of scholarship opportunities they've been getting.
Yeah, those scholarship opportunities, able to get these players into their classes or into these colleges and get to really pursue their careers. Because some of these players, you've mentioned this, I think it was last week, some of them are like phenomenal trumpet players.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Or genuine mathematicians. And it's super cool to realize that these players aren't just completely cracked at Widowmaker and Reinhardt, but are absolutely cracked in performance and in math and in stuff that I am barely passing. Kind of.
Ryan is also gifted in several different ways, but we can talk about that after the broadcast. Instead, we're getting back into some Overwatch 2 action. There is a lot to be said here, but the Dolphins versus the Sharks. Dolphins are up 2-0 right now, so this is match point. The Sharks have had a little bit of time. They've had a little bit of a break to come back, reevaluate their strategy, and figure out a game plan to stop match point, or maybe we'll see the Dolphins just come in and 3-0 sweep. We've talked about this a little bit in the past, but 3-0s and reverse sweeps are so common because once you have that momentum, it's so hard to stop that other team from just rolling on forward with it.
Yeah, and of course, that is entirely going to be dependent on how the Sharks play on map number 3. Map number 3, of course, will be Eichenwald.
Eichenwald, there we go. This is another map that we've seen, I think, relatively recently as well. It's not a map that we see a whole lot typically for hybrid. You know, you have the classic like King's Row that we see time and time again. Eichenwald, kind of like the little brother of King's Row that we just don't see quite as often. And sometimes, you know, you have to be reminded that Eichenwald is here and is a map that people are willing to play. Sweatpants in particular had a really good Pharah game. This is kind of one of those maps that you can play Pharah on and can do very well. That might be what the Dolphins may be leaning towards as they're thinking of what to play. This map also kind of functions similarly to King's Row, where if you want to run kind of a weird Wally comp, you can, and you might be able to bring out the Mei as well. But again, this is a great map for Reinhardt, so I think we are just going to see Reinhardt. I thought this wasn't Overwatch 1 anymore. Reinhardt is the only thing we're seeing again and again.
Well, you know, with how Reinhardt is right now, with how busted he is, it makes sense. But if you want to know a little tidbit, fun fact, the same creator who made King's Row also made Eichenwald.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of some fun information there. Now, he personally likes King's Row better, but
I mean, I feel like we all do.
I think most people do. So, in case you're wondering, yes, it's also the developers who like King's Row better. But that's your little fun, knowledgeable fact of the day. Check that off your list, or of the night, I should say. Of the night. Check that off your list. Now you can sleep easy tonight. But of course, now that you have the trivia fact of the day, now that you've congratulated all of the Esports Tower Club members, now we can take the map the map number 3, the match point for the Dolphins on the Eichenwald. Dolphins and Sharks match number 3. Here we go. Reinhardt from King Swiffer. Sweatpants on the Genji. Alakath on the Sojourn. Soup back on that Baptiste. Anarchy on the Brig. Fulcrum on the Reinhardt. Blank on the Echo. Zenical will probably lock in that Sojourn. Daydream on the Kiriko. And Triplet on the Lucio.
I was expecting some sort of flyer. I thought we might see the Pharah, but Blank hovering over this Echo. Interesting. I mean, it can work out well. Zenical, instead of choosing the Sojourn, which might be the meta objective pick to pull out here, Zenical instead pulls out the Bastion, so can do a lot of damage. And just like that, Sweatpants disappears. Triplet with a magic trick. And, I mean, the Sharks already have an advantage. They're pushing forward. Fulcrum getting a little bit aggressive. The Moira on Soup doing damage onto King Swiffer. And Fulcrum just trying to make something happen. Fulcrum finds Anarchy. Look at that. Soup gets low. Alcath gets taken down.
Yeah, Blank will fall down to Alakath, though, before falling down, but King Swiffer is going to fall really low here. The pin comes out, will be able to catch King Swiffer, who's going to fall really low here. King Swiffer will find Fulcrum now, but Fulcrum, King Swiffer is going to fall really low. Will be taken out by Triplet, as we are going to see the Sharks able to start contesting this point, but the Dolphins may try to look back and stop this, as Triplet will able to find King Swiffer most recently there. And now we are going to see Daydream will find Sweatpants. One member from the Dolphins is on the point right now. Soup will take out Blank, but the payload will start to move now as point is captured from the Sharks. 5.5 minutes to go.
I really like, as we saw Alakath walking up here, you saw the intrusive thoughts, the dark thoughts almost won. Alakath looking up as if he was about to just make that jump and just go full send in there, decides against it and goes down, tries to get a pick onto Blank. Blank, though, speaking of Blank, will trade off of that Echo, and now on the Cassidy instead. Maybe thinks it's a better pick overall, and it is apparently, because finds Alakath immediately. Sweatpants will find Triplet, but that hasn't stopped the Sharks yet. They are still moving forward. They have 3 ultimates online, and 2 of them being some very strong support ultimates and a Shatter, which can just change the tide of everything. We are going to see the Kasune Rush does get popped, and King Swiffer finds one, Soup finds one, King Swiffer finds another, Anarchy finds the 4th, and, well, the Sharks, they had a push, and it was immediately shut down by the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins were able to just take that one Shatter and were able to take that little victory there. They may have won the fight, but they have not won the war quite yet. There's still multiple fights to come here. 4 minutes remaining for the Sharks, as they're going to have everything except for Kitsune Rush, but we are going to see Soup in the back line. A big anti will come out. Soup will be taken down by Triplet and that little sticky grenade, and here we have it. Fulcrum is going to turn around, sees the Nano on the Genji, will shatter it. Triplet will take out Sweatpants. No more Nano Blade anymore here. Alakath will have this overclock online, but the Artillery Strike will take out King's Whipper. Zenical going to look for more, but Blank will take out Alakath as Fulcrum charges into the bridge backlines. Anarchy will find a nade kill onto Triplet, and it is just the Sharks going forward as Sweatpants will switch over to Sombra.
Interesting. The Sombra is a very interesting pick here. And maybe not interesting enough, as Daydream will get that headshot. Fulcrum is pushed so far forward, just holding this point. Zenical finds another pick onto Soup after Soup used that Kasune Rush, so they're just playing it very passive, waiting for the Dolphins to push out into the waiting arms of Fulcrum and Zenical, as we are going to see Fulcrum gets taken down, Blank gets taken down, King Swiffer and Soup pushing forward. Sweatpants on the Ash now finds Daydream, realize that maybe the Sombra wasn't it, and instead tries to do something a little bit different with this sniper. And Bob, I think, could be a very influential part of what happens next.
Yeah, we are going to see Blank, even though we see Sweatpants switch over to Ash, Blank back over on to the good old-fashioned Junk Rat, going to be coming back out. King Swiffer going to get a little aggressive onto Daydream, can't quite find the kill, though. Alakath will have this overclock online. Sweatpants will fall low. King Swiffer will be trapped, but will be perfectly fine here as they are going to go forward and look to find a kill. King Swiffer going to fall low. The nade comes out from Anarchy, trying to keep King Swiffer alive right here, and King Swiffer going to look for some more. The pin comes out, but a stun is going to come out as well here. Kitsune Rush will be popped from Daydream. Blank will find a kill on Anarchy. Shatter will also come out. Zenical finds one. Triplet will find another one. Fulcrum finding a kill of their own as well, as Triplet will find a second to add to the books. A team kill pops out. The Sharks pop the checkpoint, and the Dolphins are now going to be looking at Sweatpants on the May. Sweatpants doing something we saw back on Antarctic Peninsula. A lot of this switching really affects that ultimate percentage buildup.
And I mean, some of these really big ultimates like EMP, like Bob, that like Blade, that just aren't getting used because Sweatpants is switching around trying to find the correct character to play, and they don't check their corners. Blank gets away free and now has a tire in the back line. The Dolphins, they don't know.
Yeah, Blank going to be looking to try to get this sneaky tire from behind. Has not popped it yet. Probably going to wait for the rest of the Sharks to start engaging, as they do have Sound Barrier and Artillery Strike online as well. Dolphins will have both support ultimates. Will have the Alakath Overclock and Shatter. Tire will be popped from Blank and finds two onto Alakath and Anarchy. Zenical will fall down to Soup to a headshot, but Blank going to look for another one as three comes out. Kitsune Rush is here to stay, and Blank is here to slay, as Fulcrum will find 2 kills of his own, and the Sharks will take this fight.
Oh, that feels like it was a misplay by Soup to use that Kitsune Rush. The fight was already over. They had already lost 3 members. It just wasn't enough, and you need that Kitsune Rush for the next fight, and unfortunately it's not there. We are going to see Zenical popping the Artillery Strike from the Bastion. Fulcrum finds one. This might be all she wrote. The Sharks are pushing closer and closer. There's 1 member touching right now. Alakath is forced onto the point as well, is able to find 2, but it's not enough. King Swiffer trying to stay alive, but Blank is there, finds 2 of their own, and just like that, the Sharks complete the map with 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining.
That signature hero, that Blank, that Junkrat is just a force to be reckoned with. Alakath did have one of those Sojourn moments, able to find 3 kills, but Blank was just sitting behind, waiting for his time to shine, his time to explode, and that is what happened. Blank able to come in, find Alakath, and was eventually able to find Anarchy, Anarchy, who was still on that point there, able to take them out, and the Sharks were able to complete this with 1 minute and 43 seconds, but the Dolphins now get to have their attempt on the attack.
They do. And so this is an opportunity, if you've been looking at the Dolphins and you're thinking, oh no, the Dolphins are out of luck. That is not the case. If they complete this map, they will have the opportunity to go into overtime and to fight it out once more. But interestingly enough, the Dolphins, we have King Swiffer on this Doom Fist, maybe? What's going on here?
There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. King Swiffer going to switch back over to the Reinhardt. But
they just wanted us to be a little confused for a minute.
That is true. Zenical, however, going to be on the Symmetra, going to be running the Symmetra Junkrat, a composition we normally see on control maps. Dolphins still, messing around, trying to figure out what they want to do with this composition. Maybe a double sniper with a Doomfist here, as doors are open and they are walking out. That is the comp, the double sniper with a Doomfist, Kiriko Ana. That is what they're going to be running here on the attacking side, Alexander.
That's a triple sniper right there with Ana as well. Alakath dropped down to half health, but immediately Soup is able to find Zenical. I mean, heck, you could even put Kiriko in the sniper category because you need to hit those heads. And somehow it's working. With the Dolphins will be switching up what they're doing. King Swiffer back onto the Rhine, Sweatpants onto the May. Alakath able to find Blank, and King Swiffer almost able to find Fulcrum, who gets away just barely with his life. Trying to keep everyone alive. King Swiffer, again, making some space. Alakath doing a lot of damage with this Hanzo, looking for anyone who's unguarded on the site.
Yeah, and Alakath going to find a body shot on to, I believe that was Fulcrum there, and get them a little bit low, but will still survive. Nano comes out on to the King Swiffer and will be able to find the kill on the Zenical. Soup will fall down to Blank, though, as we are going to see Sweatpants find Fulcrum. Blank still alive. Tire almost ready. As Triple will find Anarchy. Daydream will fall down to Sweatpants. Blank going to find the kill on to Alakath. Blank We'll have Tyre in 8% here. Blank finds another one on his sweatpants. Someone take care of Blank, or Blank will take care of your team. King Swiffer will finally put an end to Blank, but that could have been very bad. Very, very fast as the Shatter actually comes out from King Swiffer, but Fulcrum will find King Swiffer. Super fall down to Daydream. The Sharks are not giving this point up yet. And don't tell me I'm about to see a kill in that kill feed from Blank. I might lose it.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would go crazy. Trying with these very long-range Junkrat bombs, not quite able to find it, but the Sharks are able to stay alive on this point just a little bit longer. We did see the Dolphins get one tick, but it's not enough. Soup disappears. One hit and the mine, and that's all you need. Blank is popping the tire, just playing it safe. Doesn't want to get hit by the blizzard, but does take it, but takes down Sweatpants with them. Blank finds another one as well, and what can you do once Blank gets on this Junkrat? It is inevitable.
Yeah, Blank is just so good on this Junkrat. It's like you're a deer in the headlights. You're just a blank face. You can't do anything when Blank is on this Junkrat here, just able to go forward and just take you out. You can't do anything because Blank is just going to be sitting in a corner, and all you know, you're already on a 10-second respawn timer because Blank is ready and waiting for you. Zenical will find Alacath here.
How? What happened?
I don't even know. I think Zenical just started shooting some orbs in and was able to find one. But Sweatpants will switch back over to this Pharah here and will find Triplet. Fulcrum will fall down to Soup. This is what the Dolphins need to start engaging. But Zenical going to try and take out Sweatpants here. Will fall down to King Swiffer. Sweatpants will find Daydream as well. Alacath with the Dragons will find Blank. So no more Blank death witness, and no, just
gone.
leave. Blank is gone. Blank is out of the fight, and the Dolphins were able to secure that point.
I mean, they were running out of time, though, and with that, the Dolphins used two, almost three ultimates to secure that fight. They needed to make something happen, and so now they're coming into these fights without ultimates. The Sharks will have Zenical's wall from the Symmetra. Blank has switched over to the Widow and already getting damage on that. Alacath gets taken down by the Widowmaker. Fulcrum pushing aggressively into King Swiffer, who has to back off. And just like that, the Sharks go from losing into having full control, and Blank is completely diffing Alacath right now.
Yeah, Blank is doing such a good job. We are going to see a stun come out. The Nano will come out as well. Fulcrum will fall low and will be taken out by King Swiffer. Anarchy finds Blank, but Blank will find Sweatpants. You know, I'm going to be honest. When I saw Triplet switch over to Baptiste and I saw Blank switch over to Widow, do you know what I thought to myself?
What is it?
Triplet's going to be in charge of the Pharah, and Blank is in charge of the Sniper.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen, and honestly, I don't think that's a terrible assumption because Triplet does enough damage that you need to be careful. Sweatpants will look for this.
What?
Blank is just going to shut down Soup before anything happens. Blank looking for more. We'll try to find Alacath, who hasn't noticed they're here yet, has not quite hit the shot to find that kill, but Triplet will find Sweatpants. Blank going to look back in this fight, look for more kills. Triplet finds another one onto Anarchy, find the third kill, make it a triple kill. Fulcrum will find Alacath. Triplet still hunting down, and Blank playing this aggressive angle, looking for this next pick, and oh no, Soup, no, almost going to take them out as Sweatpants switches over to the Torbjorn.
The Torb, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the Torb was the ultimate counter to the Widowmaker. Blank's making noise on the Widow. That's how you deal with it. You run her down with the Torb. That might be exactly what we're seeing here. Blank is getting completely run down by King Swiffer, and Sweatpants will get taken down. And finally, Blank gets taken down as well, but the team a little out of position.
Yeah, I think Soup had one of those Carco moments where you TP to your teammate, but due to that TP range, TP, and then you just fall off the map. I don't think Soup intentionally did that, unfortunately, as Fulcrum, kill the turret. Kill the turret. Toby does not deserve to play this game. Get rid of Toby before anything bad happens.
Why? Why do you hate Toby, huh?
I've had
Toby's just a hard work.
a hard worker. Nah, Toby is just a cruel, especially when you're going up against someone like Blank, who just wants to chill on the Widowmaker and get these nice sight lines. The Torbjorn turret, Toby makes that pretty difficult.
Boo-hoo to all the Widowmaker players. Yeah, why can't they just play the game like everyone else? A massive shatter from Fulcrum. It will be able to find 3 with that. The Nano does come out just in time, but the Kiriko ultimate will come out as well, and that's almost the whole team there. The only one left is Alakath, who gets picked up. Gets picked up and taken down.
So, Alexander.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
The Sharks win that.
They do win that.
And start this reverse sweep going, but I want to mention something. Toby couldn't help there.
Toby could not.
That shatter completely annihilated.
And we're about to see it again.
The Dolphins. Yeah, I don't think Toby could have done anything there. So, that pin would have stopped the shatter too. But we see the shatter come out. The Kitsune Rush comes out. You swing twice as fast in that. Fulcrum able to find those picks. Nice fire strike. And then the pin onto the Widowmaker. Able to find Alakath there. And just like that, the Sharks looking at their origin story of the reverse sweep.
They're looking for the redemption arc, the origin story to get back into this series. They're starting their trek now. But that being said, every game, every round after this, they have to be thinking about the Dolphins, who are just on their heels. The Dolphins just need one win to finish this series. Yes, we're going to game 4, but this is where the Dolphins could step up, end it, right? We talk about it a lot collegiately. We see a lot of 3-0s and reverse sweeps. We see the same thing in high school as well. This is the time for Dolphins to end that streak. This is the time for Dolphins to prove us wrong. Yeah. They had the momentum. It's slipping out of their fingers. Can they keep going?
Yeah, and I mean, Dolphins, this is that map that matters, right? Yep. We are going to be looking into map number 4, which will be Coliseum, right? So it is going to be interesting to see how the Dolphins go forward with this, because losing one map, that's your momentum back to even, right? Now the Sharks have won, their momentum is up. You're still up one map, so your momentum is still kind of up, right? So you're even.
Yeah.
This is the map where the Dolphins have the best likelihood of a chance to just end it, right?
I agree.
But if the Sharks win this, the Dolphins, their mental is gonna need to be reset, and they no longer have any sort of momentous advantage, and they need to worry about map 5. So gonna be interesting to see as map 4 will be the wonderful push map, the original push map that did come out in the beta. Alexander.
It's Colosseo.
Oh, is it?
It is.
It's Colosseo. It's not Colosseo.
Oh well, I mean,
is it? I don't know. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It's one of the two.
Colosseo.
Colosseo. Colosseo.
You're making me question everything now. Oh no! Existential crisis on the desk.
How does the Athena bot say it in Overwatch?
I don't know. We'll have to listen for that.
that's a later day. Go do your homework.
Yeah, but I will say the important thing is, regardless of whether it's Colosseo, this is the map where you get to see a little bit different compositions. Push is that kind of map where if you want to see that Junker Queen, which we've seen the Dolphins wanting to go back to time and time again, that we've seen the Dolphins, it looks like their tank lineup doesn't want to just play Reinhardt over and over again.
I can respect that.
Fulcrum seems very content on the Sharks to just keep playing Reinhardt over and over again. But we see Sweatpants, Anarchy, they want to play something different.
Yeah.
And this is the map to do it. This is where if you want to bring out that Junker Queen, this is the time to do it. Even at Sigma, if you wanted to go a little bit crazy, that's the time for it. So I think you're completely right. The Dolphins need to win this one, and they have the flexibility to pick into a composition that fits their play style here and now.
Yeah, and it looks like the players are ready to get into map number 4, the start of the reverse sweep for the Sharks here, as we are going to see the Dolphins and the Sharks getting ready to play this. Like you said, Alexander, Dolphins, they don't really want to play Reinhardt anymore, right? When it comes to push, Junker Queen, Ramatra, Wrecking Ball are 3 and Reinhardt. Those are the 4 picks you tend to see. It used to be Orisa, then Orisa kind of didn't get some love from the developers.
Where'd she go?
She kind of disappeared, kind of like Hog. But those are the 4
True.
tanks that you tend to see on this map. But it does look like the Dolphins going to lock in that Reinhardt Alakath on the Torbjorn with the Toby. Sharks going to be looking same comp that we just saw them on. Going to be interesting to see. His Soup is actually going to be on the Genji this time, not on the support.
Yeah, the biggest thing to note here is King Swiffer was on the tank, has now switched, given it over to Sweatpants, who has relinquished that DPS line for Soup, and King Swiffer is back on the Lucio. So, again, a little bit of mix and match happening here, but with the craziness that Soup has been doing today on the support lineup, I think it'll be really interesting to see what Soup can do on a DPS role like a Genji.
Yeah, and we are going to see Fulcrum is just going to start off really aggressive. Alakath will find an intro pick onto Zenical, so no longer do you have to worry about that Sojourn just putting damage into your team here. Alakath will get some heals up here really fast, but no one has control of this point quite yet. The Sharks and the Dolphins having a little bit of a stalemate here as the Dolphins will start to get that lead, but Fulcrum will take out Sweatpants. We are going to see this Rage come out from the Torbjorn. A Triplet will find Soup. Toby will fall down to Fulcrum, and we are going to see that Blank will find that kill onto Anarchy, and the Sharks starting to take this aggressive push forward.
I don't know how they do it or how Blank does it in particular, but it looks like the Sharks are losing. It looks like they can't get in. It looks like they just can't make the space that they need. And then all of a sudden, Fulcrum goes crazy. Blank finds 4 kills, and that's all she wrote, and they push the Dolphins back. Even now, Zenical gets taken down again, and I'm not even scared for the Sharks. I feel like they're still going to win this fight somehow.
Yeah, and Fulcrum will use that Shatter early on. Blank will find the turret from Alakath. Fulcrum will fall low, though, as Sweatpants will find Fulcrum. Nano is going to be popped onto Sweatpants, who is going to be looking for this Kiriko next. Blank will find one in the backline onto King Swiffer, but Daydream will end up falling down to Sweatpants. Blank has a tire ready to go. Sweatpants will unfortunately charge into the push bot there, but
Yeah, it was intentional.
oh yeah, it was intentional, right? You gotta just push it a little bit forward, give it that little bit of an oomph to go forward, right?
A little Overwatch tech that you didn't know. If you Reinhardt charge the push bot, it moves it forward a little
Yeah.
bit more.
That also if you speed it with Lucio, yeah.
You should try that at home. That's how you win push.
Yeah, and our names are John Doe and Jeffrey Doe. Definitely don't say that. We said that as Blank is never mind going to shut us up, as 2 kills are going to come out onto King Swiffer and Alakath. Soup, however, will pop that blade on a Fulcrum, but Blank from a mine across the map will find Anarchy. Sweatpants will fall down to Triplet and the Sharks. Just when you thought it was over for the Sharks to lose this bot, they come back on top.
I don't know. At this point, I just can't doubt Blank. If Blank is if Blank is in the game, if Blank is on a team, I feel like Blank is gonna get the win. I don't know. I mean, even that last interaction, Blank, it caught out in a very bad situation, but does a lot of damage to Sweatpants, who's already looking so low. Doesn't quite have the healing to heal up immediately, and is going back into this fight a little bit low. Fulcrum will miss that charge and gets picked up by King Swiffer. Sweatpants gets the charge as well. Alakath gonna find Zenical with Toby the turret. And like that, the Dolphins in charge again, but we've seen it. Every time the Dolphins get control of the push bot, they're able to get a little bit, but the Sharks come back better and stronger than we've seen them.
Yeah, the Dolphins will have 3 ultimates ready to use here. The Sharks looking at Shatter, Overclock, and Kitsune Rush. So it is going to be a 3v3 for the ults here. So either team can win this. It's a matter of ebb and flow for the Dolphins to continue this forward. Alakath will start this off really well as Zenical will fall down. Blank will find Toby the turret. However, a pin will come out. Triplet will find Anarchy as King Swiffer is going to get the boostio time, but Triplet will be the one who takes control as King Swiffer will fall down to Triplet, as well as Alakath will fall to Triplet. Fulcrum will take out Sweatpants and Triplet. That is 4 kills for the Triplet.
If anyone needs to get that boostio, we need Triplet to get the nano. We need, I mean, I think it might break the game. Triplet is already a little too overpowered on the Lucio, just base, but getting the nano onto Triplet's Lucio might be the end of Overwatch 2 as we know it. I mean, a 4 kill. We are going to see Molten Core comes out as well. Alakath popping that ultimate. King Swiffer does have something involved. Soup finds 2, Triplet finds 1, Blank finds 1, Alakath finds Xanacle, and now Triplet and Blank, the ultimate duo, they are pushing forward. Can you escape? No, you cannot. Triplet will run you down.
Yeah, and you mentioned you break Overwatch 2. I think if Triplet, if Triplet were to ever get Nano, it would break Overwatch 2, and we would get an Overwatch 3 where you would lose a support this time, and Nano would not be an option because Triplet would just take control of the entire game. So yeah, there you have it. Overwatch 3 will be a 4v4 without a support this time.
I like the idea of as Overwatch's numbers get bigger, the game becomes smaller and smaller, where Overwatch 3, 4v4, Overwatch 4 is a 2v2, Overwatch 5 is just a 1v1.
It's just a battle royale once you hit Overwatch 6. It's just, all right, folks, 6-player lobby, battle royale. Let's get it. Let's see what happens.
And while we're talking, the Dolphins are able to win out on that fight, and they are moving forward. Something really important to note is the Dolphins have 3 ultimates available to them. Nano will be coming up shortly, but Alakath, in the meantime, has switched over to that Widowmaker and already making Xanacle question life choices. On side of the Sharks have 3 ultimates to their advantage. They have Fulcrum's ultimate, the Shatter, Xanacle if he's able to play the game, that Overclock, and Triplet with the Lucio boost.
But I love how aggressive Alakath is right now.
So aggressive. On the Widow, too.
On the Widow, gonna get aggressive. But Triplet, you can't get more aggressive than Triplet Alakath. Triplet will find 2 kills. King Swiffer will take out Blank, though. But be careful, because Triplet's still in your backline somewhere alive. Fulcrum will take out Sweatpants there, and Shark still in control. Blank ready to re-engage back into this fight. Whenever I see Triplet do that from spawn, I always get scared, as Alakath will find a kill on a Daydream.
I'm excited. I want to see Blank get a kill with this. It's like the old Call of Duty nade strategy where he's just lobbing nades hoping it hits. Blank, I feel like, has these lineups. I feel like Blank practices this. The Shatter comes out. Soup finds 3. Sweatpants finds 1. Never mind. Soup with the blade is too good. Too good that just can't stay around.
My team indeed. Sweatpants with the Shatter, Soup with the dash resets, taking out everyone on the side of the Sharks. A really well done play there, but Triplet will take out King Swiffer. Blank will take out Alakath. Anarchy will fall down to Fulcrum, and Sweatpants next to the Overclock Cookbook will fall down, as well as Xanacle is going to look for more with this Overclock. Can't quite find anyone, as it is going to run out for the Sharks. Just when you thought the Dolphins had it in the bag, the Sharks are coming back again.
I mean, that was a beautiful Shatter from Sweatpants. Fulcrum comes back, has another great Shatter. The Sharks able to just win out that trade. And we are going to see the Nano come out as well. Same with the Beat. We are going to see Blank drop that ultimate. The tire hits Anarchy, and the Sharks, they get the better advantage in this outcome. Alakath is around the corner on the Widowmaker, finds Blank. Soup finds Triplet. Fulcrum finds King Swiffer. The trades are flying, but time is running out, and the longer the Sharks are here, the longer that Alakath is on the sniper, the more that the Sharks can stick around on this push spot and just keep their advantage.
Yeah, and Blank will switch over to this Widowmaker rather than that Junkrat now. Going to try to take this battle against Alakath, which we saw on Eichenwald, and you gotta be careful. Alakath going to look for this pick, can't quite find it on the Blank, just a smidge off from finding that headshot there, but the Dolphins need to get back in control of this push spot. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining here as the Sharks are going to be able to push this a little bit forward. Alakath trying to find the pick, but can't find an opening with this shield. Blank, however, going to be waiting for someone to peek their head, as Soup will find Daydream somewhere in the left side backline there, able to take them out, as we are going to see Fulcrum get a little bit aggressive. Sweatpants will find Xanacle. Blank needs to back up here, as Alakath will take that Widow duel any day of the week and will take out Blank. Fulcrum will fall down to Sweatpants due to a pan. The Dolphins looking to start taking this lead back up. They have 1 minute left. 2 ultimates on the table. Sharks, 2 ultimates of their own as well.
The important thing to note here is as the Dolphins get closer to this checkpoint, they will unlock advanced spawn. And Alakath, that does a lot against these snipers, but can't do anything against Triplet. Soup finds one and then immediately takes a ton of damage from Blank and Triplet. We are going to see the Kasune Rush get popped. Sweatpants just going to try to get the reset, trying to come back with the team. 30 seconds remaining. Dolphins have 2 ultimates to their advantage, and their support ultimates are not far behind. The Sharks have nothing right now. They have nothing to work with, but they just need to stay alive long enough and keep advantage and keeping watch over this push bot. Interestingly enough, the Sharks have decided that they don't want to move the push bot. Instead, they want to make the final stand here.
Yeah, I think the Sharks maybe thought that either 1, hold this high ground, or 2, the Dolphins weren't going to be able to touch. But
what?
I think the Dolphins just C9'd that.
They did. They actually pushed it. They had touched it a little bit, but they walked away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that means that the Dolphins are going to lose that round. The Sharks looking to finish off this reverse sweep, evening up the series 2-2. Alakath will get play of the game here, though. And Blank. Tyre's not going to find anyone else there, though, and will, I believe, find Blank. Yep, Blank will fall down. Blank does find King Swiffer in that fight, but a nice shot onto that Rip Tire, making sure that no one else on the team dies. But now, Sharks and Dolphins even up this series. This is that reverse sweep we were talking about, that momentum that we were mentioning, the mental resets that need to be done. The Dolphins do not want to go home tonight with the reverse sweep under their names.
Do you hear that?
I don't know, do I?
Do you hear it? It's the dun 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 dun. It sounds like the Sharks are about to make this reverse sweep. We talked about it before this game. If the Dolphins were going to make that comeback, it needed to be in game 4. If they wanted to take the win, it needed to happen in game 4. The Sharks now have all of the momentum. They have everything in their favor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems tough for the Dolphins to come back into this series now. It seems like it is the Shark Show at this point.
Yeah, and if you are enjoying the Shark or the Dolphin Show, be sure to go check out the socials. That is, of course, going to be at Esports Tower. That's going to be on your Instagram, your Twitters, your TikToks, your Twitches, your YouTubes, your... I don't know. Wherever else you want to go find them. And of course, if you want to see more of us, you want to see more of what we do here at Shenandoah University, go check us out as well. That's going to be at ShenU Esports. That's going to be on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then, of course, at Shenandoah Esports for YouTube and Twitch, because we are approaching game number 5. And if you have not clicked the follow buttons on those channels, you're going to miss out. You won't know who wins. You won't know who wins, because map number 5 is going to be Boop Central. It's going to be Ilios Control.
Oh, we are going to Ilios. See, and this is why I also would give the advantage to the Sharks as well. Triplet has been playing lights out tonight on this Lucio. We've seen Anarchy. We've seen King Swiffer. We've seen... Soup even try, or was it Sweatpants?
I think it was Sweatpants.
Yeah,
Lucio,
Sweatpants. Yeah. Try to play this Lucio, and every time Triplet just wins out at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it looks like the players are already ready. Looks like they want to get this one started. No mental reset needed. The players are ready to go. Sharks looking to finish this reverse sweep. Dolphins looking to halt the Sharks in their tracks here. Blank on the Widow, Zenical on the Cast, Fulcrum back on the Reinhardt, Daydream on the Kiriko, Triplet, I'm not even going to say what you're playing. Dolphins, King Swiffer on the Reinhardt, Sweatpants on the Widow, Soup on the Lucio. So now you're going to see Soup on that Lucio. Anarchy going to be on the Moira, and Alakath on the Sojourn. So now we get to see Soup.
I'm clairvoyant. I predicted it. Sweatpants will be trying to take this Widow fight already. Does eat a little bit of damage. Just a couple of ticks. Nothing too crazy. Just has to worry about Blank. Zenical getting very, very low, and Triplet already pushing Sweatpants back. Will find that first pick and is behind the team. Sweatpants, Triplet, no, you can't do this.
Yeah, Triplet is just... What are you supposed to do, right? When you go up against a player like we go against a player like Triplet, who is in your literal spawn and is going to get the kill on the Genji. Okay, Fulcrum's going to take it, actually, but Anarchy will fall. Triplet already has 43 to this ultimate and is just in the spawn doors. Blank will take out Soup, so now no Lucio for Triplet to look out for. We are going to see Sweatpants switch over to that Genji. King Swiffer will fall down to Fulcrum, though, but the Sharks are just completely dominating the Dolphins right now.
The Sharks are doing such a great job. It just seems like they were built to play on Ilios. Soup gets a hammer to the face, taken down. We're seeing the Dolphins just try to get past the Sharks, but no one escapes the Sharks right now. This is a full-blown Shark attack as Sweatpants falls as well. Blank will use the visor. There's blood in the water. They know where to look, and they are looking for more. Zenical is low, but will get the healing that they need. Fulcrum has the shatter, is waiting patiently, and will find it. There it is, 4 in the shatter, looking for more. That's the entire team.
That is one singular team kill, 63% in counting. The Sharks using the infrared sight and the shatter. Still have 3 ultimates to their name. Dolphins, however, able to build up their own repertoire of ultimates. Shatter is going to be online. Overclock ready to go. Coalescence and Sweatpants looking to build up this blade here. Soup will fall down to Blank, though, so no longer do you have Soup. Sweatpants will fall down to Zenical, and the Dolphins looking to finish this up. King Swiffer will fall down. No more shatters available as Fulcrum will find that Fire Strike kill, and the Sharks are hunting and going to find those kills. Coalescence will come out from Blank, but the grenade will come out, will connect, but won't find the kill on Anarchy. Anarchy only went alive. That Coalescence was used. Blade, Shatter, and Overclock online as well. Sweatpants will find Zenical. The point is now overtime ticking away here. Kitsune Rush and Sound Barrier used from the Sharks. Blade has now been popped from Sweatpants, who is not going to be able to find anyone there. King Swiffer has Shatter ready to be used. Sweatpants will find Daydream, though, as King Swiffer will find Fulcrum. With that, the Dolphins will secure this fight with 2 ultimates to their names. Sharks will have 3.
Oh, the Sharks. That's just a reset for them.
Yeah.
They're coming back into this. The Dolphins trying to make as much space for themselves as possible, and I respect it so much. They're also taking the high ground on the right side. They need every advantage they can get. And Alakath picking off Zenical early on is what they need to stay in this fight. The Sharks had a wonderful opening, and we are going to see infrared pop from Blank, so they have to be so careful, especially when they're peeking these corners. King Swiffer is just duking it out with Fulcrum and actually coming out on top.
Yeah, and we are going to see that speed is going to disengage the rest of the Dolphins, try to keep them safe. Both Shatters are online. Hynute is going to come out, and Sweatpants will fall down. Shatter comes out as well as Fulcrum will take the Fire Strike kill onto Alakath. Soup will find Zenical pins on either side. However, King Swiffer will fall low enough that Fulcrum will be able to swing you out of the park with that baseball bat. Fulcrum able to find King Swiffer. Sharks looking to get this point back to their name. Daydream helping out Triplet here, who is going up against Soup. 3 ultimates for the Dolphins, but point is now ticking away. It's in favor of the Sharks. We are going to see the Dolphins get back on the point here. It is just Alakath. Overclock is popped, but won't find anyone. Daydream finds Alakath. Blank will fall down to Sweatpants, who does not have Blade, and that's falling extremely low. Needs to grab that Mega and jump off of the point here. Sharks looking to finish this one strong and be in that sudden death situation. King Swiffer needed to just hold that shield up, but no longer has the shield. The beat comes out from Soup. A clutch beat comes out here as King Swiffer will take out Daydream. Zenical will fall down. Dolphins 60% here on the Sharks. No ultimates to their name except for Sound Barriers. Blank will find Soup. A great intro pick, but Dolphins able to continue this defense.
The Dolphins are holding on to life. They're grasping for anything, and they've been able to catch on to just a strand of hope, and they're keeping it alive. 78% and counting. Sweatpants does pop the blade, but immediately gets taken down by Fulcrum. Fulcrum finds Soup as well. Alakath trying to get some damage. Zenical finds Anarchy. Oh no, that's 3 members for the Dolphins taken out. King Swiffer goes down as well. Alakath will be run down, and just like that, I don't know if anyone can get to the point in time. The taxi is there. Sweatpants finds 1. Fulcrum finds 2. King Swiffer running onto the point. Won't have enough time, and it looked like the Sharks were going to get a 100-0 victory, but instead, that last fight was so much closer. 100-93, still in favor of the Sharks for round 1 on Ilios in the Ruins.
Yeah, and the Dolphins now 1 round away from losing this and getting reverse swept by the Sharks. We're going to see blank on the far. This is the boop. This is the well. This is the hole that everyone will be thrown into one way or another. King Swiffer, however, going to be on the Winston, something I truly did not expect here, as Sweatpants is actually going to be switching back over to this Reaper.
Ooh, okay. I like what the Dolphins are trying to do here. We've talked about it a little bit before. The Dolphins don't want to play Reinhardt. We've seen it. They've been trying to switch off. I think this more divey composition that they're running here will be able to potentially make some waves, maybe catch the Sharks off guard. Ryan was pointing it out before. Blank was on the far, has switched over to the Echo instead. I guess didn't want to run the far.
Yeah, I mean, having that more consistent damage, and that's why Blank didn't want to run the far. Going to find the headshot onto Soup. Blank finds another one onto King Swiffer. Alakath will find Xenophil. Fulcrum will fall down as well. It is even, but as I say that, Daydream is going to end up killing Sweatpants and making it 1 up for the Sharks to win this. Daydream finds another one. The focus beam will come out. Daydream finds the 3rd kill, the finish off onto Alakath, and the Sharks will take this first fight victory here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what we expected. The Sharks have been looking so confident, so good on every point that we've seen here, especially in Ilios, and they had such a great start last time that it makes sense that they would come back with a even stronger start. King Swiffer gets taken down almost immediately into this next fight, and that is not good for the Dolphins because already they've been forced back. We are going to see a trade happen here. Alakath finds Xenical, but Fulcrum finds Soup. Any sort of opening or beginning that the Dolphins can make, Fulcrum is there to snuff it out. And already Fulcrum 94% to ultimate.
Yeah, and we are going to see that Sweatpants is going to switch over to this Tracer, try to force some pressure, but you have to be careful when you're on Tracer here because you have a Xenical who can just punch you and throw that grenade and end your existence on Tracer. So you have to be really, really careful, and also you can't do too much to Blank unless they're on the ground. King Swiffer will start to take this battle with Fulcrum. The Shatter comes out, but will only engage the bubble and will now fall really low. Fulcrum will end up falling down to Sweatpants, who is credited with that kill. King Swiffer looking for another one. Alakath will take out Triplet. Xenical falling down to Sweatpants here. And maybe I should stop talking about the Tracer pick because Sweatpants is making it work and is only percentage away from that pulse bomb.
Yeah, and King Swiffer on this Winston doing a good job. It's not often that we see the Shatter stopped by the bubble, but somehow if it's King Swiffer, it works out. Alakath does have the visor available. Anarchy has the beat. Daydream has the Kasune Rush, and Blank has the duplicate, so we might see some ultimates being popped here. Triplet having a little bit of a tough time getting into Alakath and will get taken down as Sweatpants takes down Daydream, so the Sharks don't have a healer. Blank will switch over to the Winston, but immediately gets taken out of that replicate form.
Yeah, Anarchy already used beat, by the way, so I'm not really sure what that beat was used on, but you no longer have that for the side of the Dolphins. But we are going to see Kitsune Rush as well as Pulse Bomb are used. Kitsune Rush is used for the side of the Sharks as well as Fulcrum and Xenical will find kills on his Sweatpants and King Swiffer. Fulcrum finds the Shatter shot onto Soup, who will fall down. Alakath not able to use that visor yet, but 53% and still contesting as Blank is looking for another kill. But we are going to see Anarchy just causing a little bit of commotion here, holding that point as long as possible. 60 to 66%. The Sharks still have that sound barrier and will also have High Noon online. Dolphins looking at Visor as well as Primal Rage ready to be used. It is still anyone's game, 60 to 76% in counting for the Sharks. Daydream will make it hard though as Sweatpants will fall down to a headshot. Those Kiriko Tracer 1v1s always are risky for the Tracer player, but Alakath will even it up as Triplet will fall down. Soup will take out Daydream here. No ultimates have been used quite yet. The boop comes out, but Xenical is going to come out on top. Anarchy will end up finding that final kill onto Xenical. Fulcrum will find Soup. The visor is going to be popped and will find Triplet. Sweatpants finds Fulcrum. Fulcrum able to find Soup in that fight. However, the Dolphins able to come out on top. Primal Rage was also used by King Swiffer. Pulse Bomb and Sound Barrier, the closest things for the Dolphins. Sharks, however, Sound Barrier, Duplicate, and Deadeye online.
Oh, it's so scary, especially when we see some of those Dolphin ultimates kind of being thrown to the wayside, where King Swiffer did use that Primal Rage and we didn't see the most effective use out of it. We are going to see Deadeye from the Cassidy come out here. Zenical waiting for something, will be able to find Soup. Blank finds Sweatpants. This might be all she wrote. The Sharks are pushing it 99%. They just need this win. King Swiffer gets taken out as well. They need to flip this point. They have indeed, and now they just need to force everyone off. The only people left are Alakath and Anarchy, who are both very low. Sweatpants has come in as well. Blank has switched over to the Soldier, finds a pick on Anarchy. Sweatpants, 1 health, will be able to live just a little bit longer. Finally gets taken down by Blank. Soup finds Daydream, but Soup going to be eating a Fan the Hammer. King Swiffer comes back, his ball gets taken down as well, and just like that, the Sharks win out 3-2 versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, the reverse sweep came alive. The Sharks able to prove that they truly are the great predator of the ocean. However, Blank on this Widowmaker, hitting some really nasty shots. The aggression we saw from Blank able to find Anarchy there, as well as Alakath in that tiny little crevice, just able to find the slightest bit of a shot and take control. But with that, unfortunately, the Dolphins will not take this show match series, and the Sharks will come out on top. But doesn't really affect your rankings. It's still a show match, right? These are still just the players showing their pure skills.
Yeah, I mean, and wow, skills. We have seen so much out of all these players. Obviously, we saw a lot out of Blank, which makes sense. We saw a lot out of Blank last week as well. King Swiffer, Sweatpants, all of the normal people, Alakath, Soup, oh my goodness, Soup going crazy. Fulcrum as well, just doing so much. I mean, everyone here on both of these teams laying it out on the line. We saw so much talent coming from both sides.
Yeah, and of course, we do want to focus one specific player of the week, and that is, of course, going to be Blank for our Player of the Week, presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense. Improve your team play. Improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And Blank, of course, being one of those players who have been in Esports Tower for quite some time and truly showing their absolute insane plays. I mean, you can rip it, you can bop it, you can twist it. That Riptire able to find those kills. Blank is just insane with this Junkrat, and not just Junkrat, but of course also the Widowmaker.
It was interesting, though. We saw Blank start out on the support line.
Yes.
Was willing to let other members of the Sharks have a little bit more time to shine on the DPS role. And then once Blank switches over to this Junkrat, it is all
stand there?
over. I guess you can.
I guess that I don't even remember seeing that. That is one
that.
heck of a spot to hang out in and look for. And of course, this was the last play we saw from Blank there in that play of the game. I mean, truly, you can't ask for anything else.
It was play of the game, but off the back of Fulcrum's 4-man shatter.
Yeah, that was the shatter, yeah. So I guess if you enjoyed seeing those shatters, seeing these players in this show match, then of course you want to be sure to go check out all of the socials. That's going to be at Esports Tower on everything you want to go check out. That's going to be your Instagrams, your Twitters, your TikToks, your Twitches, your social medias. And then, of course, everywhere. And then, of course, if you want to see more of us, more of what we do here for the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, not Friday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then, of course, go check us out on our socials at ShenU Esports on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then, of course, Shenandoah Esports for Twitch and YouTube. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, Alexander.
Absolutely. It was an awesome show. I loved watching the Dolphins and the Sharks, and I can't wait to see what comes out next week.
Yeah, these show matches doing their work, but our work will be finished for the Here on the Desk tonight. So wherever you may be, morning, evening, afternoon, we'll see you next time. Fulcrum falling really, really low, but is still going to live here. Sweatpants will find Zenical. Shatter comes out from Anarchy. Sweatpants on another one on a triplet. Fulcrum will find Anarchy eventually. King Swiffer take Blank. Blank will find Toby the turret. However, a pin will come out. Triplet will find Anarchy as King Swiffer is going to get the boostio time, but Triplet will be the one who takes control as King Swiffer will fall down to Triplet, as well as Alakath will fall to Triplet. Fulcrum will take out Sweatpants and Triplet. That is 4 kills for...
He's just lobbing nades, hoping it hits. Blank, I feel like, has these lineups. I feel like Blank practices this. The Shatter comes out. Soup finds 3. Yeah, why can't they just play the game like everyone else? A massive Shatter from Fulcrum. It will be able to find 3 with that. The Nano does come out just in time, but the Kiriko... Soup, indeed. Look at this. He literally just windowed for himself. He didn't do it for the team, just for himself.
Oh my.
And he...
You want to rank up in Overwatch or Valorant? Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. We'll match you with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.